Whoa, sorry about that. That was a little weird. Turns out we were not streaming. We thought we were. I'm Brady. Levi agrees that I'm Brady. Levi is eating a yodel right now. And yodels are very, very good for you if you're standing upside down on your head and the world is upside down.
No violence is condoned here.
Good. That's good that we don't condone violence.
Yeah.
We're just going to do some math again. Do some math for days here. We're going to start with number 14. But I'm going to assume that people are not really watching yet. What do you think, Levi?
That's very true.
Should we give him a minute?
Yeah.
What should we do in this minute?
Well, I gotta eat my yodel.
Well, that's what you got to do. You think I don't want to eat your yodel? I want to eat your yodel more than anything.
Eat junk food.
I could put my face in this triangle. Ah, I'm in the triangle. Or in German, ah, I am in the triangle. Somebody please let me out of the triangle. How did I get into this triangle? That's what a German person would say. And then there's this rectangle. Ah, I am in this rectangle inscribed in a circle. Oh, there's our stream elements. Oh, and it's asking us to do that? To press new messages? That's new. First, hey, Butter Vader, we remember you. We remember you. Yes, you're first. Look at you. We're very excited. We're very excited for you that you're first. I hope that you're excited for us because we're excited for you. What's new, Butter Vader? You want us to launch into this? You got any questions before we just start spewing off about math?
You have your own questions?
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
If you have your own questions that you're working on, then you can put them in Discord. Is that Squidward?
No.
Is that Squid? Yeah, I think it is, dude.
That's not Squidward.
No, it's blue. All blue things are Squidward.
That's a logical fallacy. That's the Squidward fallacy.
Oh.
Yes. Squidward is more like a greenish blue. It's like a light bluish green.
Yeah. Turquoise, possibly.
Yeah, but is he? Like, turquoise that's a royal color, and Squidward is not a royal color. Anyway, Butter
He's
Vader.
Celadon. Is it Celadon? Celaton?
Peloton.
No, it's not Peloton.
I don't have any questions, just here to see the boys. Hey! You talking about these boys? And I start flexing my muscles, but I'm not going to do it because they don't really, it's not worth it, trust me. All right, we're going to talk about number 14. Let me blow this up 1 second. Doesn't mean anything to you.
Blow it up.
Here we go. We're going to blow it up. There we go. All right. Just here to see the boys. Yeah, welcome to my life. I'm always here just to see me and Levi. We see each other a lot, really, because we tutor, which means that during the day, we're not doing a lot of work. I mean, we work, but we're not tutoring during the day. Anyway, which of the following statements must be true about the x and y coordinates to satisfy the equation ay plus ax is equal to 0, with a not being 0, x is not 0, and y is not 0? All right. Ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm ready for this. I'm going to... Thanks for... Yeah, why not? I'm going to use this space over here, actually.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am. So, ax plus ay is equal to 0. All right, let's take a look at our options. X is greater than y, x is equal to y, x is equal to negative y. These are all in terms of x, so it's really, we're solving for x here. And because we're solving for x, these inequalities, doubtful. There's not an inequality here, it's an equation, but we'll see what happens. All right, to solve this thing for x, I can move the y term to the other side by subtracting it. So ax is equal to negative ay, and then I can just divide both sides by a, and I get x is equal to negatron y. That's it. That is an option right there. Letter C. That's all it is. That's all it is. Some people think it's more than that. They're wrong, because that's all it is. And that's all it'll ever be. Hey.
Done?
Yeah, you want to do 15?
Mm-hmm. Ooh, fun. You can leave this up for now. Okay, what's the area of the triangle below? Hey, Butter. You're just here to see the boys. Does that mean that you are interested in learning, or you just want to see us? Like, if you don't have questions, cool. But do you actually care to learn this? Or are you just here for the content?
Are we the content? This is the content.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the learning is the
It's
content.
the content.
Right. Are you calling just seeing us the content?
Mm.
Mm.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Mm.
I normally don't listen to the first thing you say.
No, that was a serious question. You said, are you here to learn or are you here for the content? And usually the content refers to what we're doing, which is teaching, making people learn. You're pretty good at that.
It's because I have two hands.
Mm.
Okay. Answer that or don't. One of those two. Okay. This triangle is where we're trying to find the area. Now, it's not a nice right triangle, and the right triangles are easy because you just have this. You do x times y divided by 2.
Hello, no. And also, Butterveda says he already knows how to do the questions we have right now. Wow. Well, guess who doesn't know how to do them? Other people.
Oh, no. Questions?
Hello, Hono.
Hello. We're very excited. I'm very excited to see if something works.
We're very excited.
We're very excited to see how excited I am about something that may or may not work, which is if you post a question in Discord, we can pull it up as an overlay. Not like this where we're behind it and it's like actually cool, but we'll just have it on screen, which is something we should have done months ago, but we didn't. And now we're maybe able to do it well. I'm not sure. So if you post a question on the Discord, then we can practice.
We can practice,
Mhm.
yeah.
We learned something, you learned something.
I probably have a question in my binder.
Oh my gosh, Hono has a question.
Butter Vader, would you like us to skip ahead to the harder questions that you might not know how to do? Or is Butter Vader the one that's asked us the linear algebra question? Or was that, who was that?
No, that was someone else,
Okay.
I think. I can check.
Kip Astor. That's who it was.
Are you sure?
Yeah, right there. Right there. All right. Well, you want to start, you want to do number 15 while we're waiting?
For Butter to respond? Sure. Okay, so to find the area of a triangle, you have to multiply a base into height that are perpendicular to each other. So we can't just do 10 times 10 divided by 2 because those are not perpendicular. So we have to find the perpendicular side or the perpendicular length of this triangle to one of these sides. I would say it's definitely easiest to just draw a line here. Ooh, and look at that. That was very imperfect. But this is our right angle. Fine. It's fine. So we don't know the length of this side, but we do know that this little triangle here is 5. This length here is 10 because this is, well,
hold on.
We don't actually know that.
You know that, yeah, you gotta prove that.
I lied about that. I lied. We could also do it elsewhere, but yes. Should I prove it now? Do you want me to prove
I
it?
mean, it wouldn't take long. Isosceles, we think.
Yeah, it's an isosceles triangle, so that means that because these two side lengths are 10, then this and this angle have to be congruent. So that this is 60, that's 60, that's 60. That makes it an equilateral triangle, so this is side length of 10. Good?
Yes.
Happy?
Yes.
Very good. Very good. Now, we're trying to find the length of this dotted line here. There are a bunch of ways we can do it. I'm going to use the fact that we know this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. On the SAT, you will have these special ratios for the 30, 60, 90 triangle at the beginning of each of the math sections. So it's going to be 5, 10. This will be 5 rad 3. That is the length of that. Wow, that's a much smaller triangle than I thought it was. So 5 rad 3. So I'm going to find the area. So I'll do 5 times 5 rad 3. And that's going to be, or sorry, no, I won't do it that way. I'll do it with, now we found the height. So the base is going to be 10. So it's going to be 10 times 5 rad 3 over 2. That's how we find the area of a triangle. There we are. Bird, you want to explain what you did there?
Yeah, this is just the pattern for a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So if this is the 60-degree angle and that's the 30-degree angle, the side that's opposite 30, we're going to call that x. The hypotenuse will be twice that value, and the side that's opposite 60 will be that value times radical 3, which is why Levi was able to say, oh, if this is 5, which is opposite the 30, hypotenuse will be 10, and this side will be 5 root 3.
Yes.
Very good. I put a question. So Levi, what was the answer?
Whatever this is, 25 rad 3.
Very good. Okay.
Oh no, put a question. Yes, I saw that. Oh, very excited. Okay, can you erase?
Yes.
I'm going to see if this works. How do I get rid of the overlay? This one?
Press space.
It is spacebar, so
Yeah.
okay, great. So if I do this, oh no, okay.
Eric TLT.
You know what? It might not work.
Hello. Why is that? We need to separate the monitors.
It might need to be a separate monitor.
Oh.
Or you know what? Maybe we'll do it this way. Okay. So if we do that there. See, isn't this exciting?
Yes. Oh, it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Oh man.
That's very exciting.
Make it crop it. Let's get rid of the answer.
You want to get rid of the answer?
And let's make it tighter so we can make it bigger.
Okay. Bam.
Bring it down a little bit.
And
You can constrict. Oh yeah, absolutely.
bam.
Can they see it yet?
Yeah, they can see it.
Okay,
Right.
while you're resizing it?
I think so.
I hope so.
Can you all see that? Or is that gone?
Oh, they can totally see this. Yes.
So beautiful.
This is beautiful. Hey, can you guys see that? Can you guys see that? Can you guys see me? You shouldn't be able to. I should be gone. But it's okay because I'm back.
No, if you go back there, they can't hear you when you're talking.
Oh, really?
Do you want to do this one?
Well, let me see if I can just...
You know what?
Right, and then it's just, they can't even hear me.
Yes.
Yes, we can see it. Yes!
Yay, very exciting.
Oh man, it's even bigger. Look at that.
Okay, you want to do this one?
Weird. This is till it'll be.
We're so professional.
Oh my gosh.
We're not really. This is.
Okay.
Tilly the Beast, what's up?
We can't see you behind it though. Yeah, but can you? Audible. Is it possible to hear me when I'm behind it?
Also, that might just be your computer, Butter.
But they can't hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably just Butter.
La. Is that not working? Anyway, I can't stand behind it. Two isosceles triangles are shown above. If 180 minus z is equal to 2y and y is equal to 75, what is the value of x? Now you guys can see this. I am going to redraw this though because I want to label stuff and I can label stuff on that picture. By the way, the audio thing was just a joke. I was purposefully making myself inaudible.
You're very funny.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think Butter Vader said no. I think Butter Vader was responding to what I... Yeah, here we go. All right, so we got something like this. All right, so these are isosceles triangles, which means this and this, just like Levi said, will be congruent to that and that angle. And then this and this will be, those prove that these two angles will be congruent. Okay, wow, pretty fun, exactly. All right, so I got you good. I know, I got you good. Let me use some different colors here. So this right here is y, and then z is just tucked in there for some giggles. Okay, so y is 75. So I'm going to start with that. They're just giving us what the value of y is, so we might as well throw it in there. So I'm going to get rid of y right here. I'm going to put 75 right there. 75. They also give us this equation, 180 minus z is equal to 2y. So 180 minus z is equal to 2y. Y is 75, like they just said, so let's just go ahead and put that in there. Can you help me with a my? I don't know. Depends on what that means. All right, so that's going to mean that this is 150. And then I'm going to subtract 180 and get negative z is equal to negative 130. Nope, negative 30. I apologize. So z would be positive 30. Excellent. Z is positive 30. So I'm going to write a little 30 right in there. Now that's 30. We can figure out the other angles here because it's an isosceles triangle, so these other two angles are going to be the same as each other, not as the 30. All the angles have to add up to 180. So we already have 30 covered, so that 180 minus 30 is 150. So between these two angles, they have to cover 150, and they're going to be equal, so 150 divided by 2 is 75. So each of these are going to be 75. And x, right here, makes what's called a linear pair with the angle below it. All right, I'm going to blow that up for a sec. Blowing it up. There's fire everywhere. This is 75. This is x. They make a line together, so when you add them up, they need to be 180, which is called being supplementary. So x is going to be whatever adds to 75 to make 180. X plus 75 is equal to 180. Subtract 75, x is equal to 105 degrees. 105 degrees, I got to make sure that I don't go off the screen here. Oh no! Oh no, is that making sense? We're pretty excited about this. This is the first time we've ever done this. Everybody's talking about it, literally everyone. Toledo Beast, I'm still not sure what you mean by can you help me with my? Is it with my pizza or something like that? Yeah, it's fine. Cool. All right.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, oh no.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's fine. Press the space bar. Paint a picture. No.
Oh, that's interesting.
No. We're going to do this. Very good.
We're doing more of these? If anybody else has other questions, you should certainly ask them. We're doing ours until you ask us yours, and then we'll do yours. We would prefer to do yours. Yours.
Years.
Yours and yours.
Y-E-R-S. Years.
Do you think you guys will still be doing this in like a year and a half when I do my SAT? It depends on a couple of factors.
Yep.
One is
the world has to continue.
The world has to continue.
Rule of law can't break down.
We would like this channel to grow a little bit more.
I want to keep it small.
No, you don't.
I know.
So we would like to reach more people. So right now we have 9 viewers, which is great. We're helping 9 people and possibly my dad.
Yeah, I was going to say one of them's your dad.
Who loves to watch stream. Hello, Father. But...
Hello, Father, my old friend.
I'll see you this weekend again.
That's great.
Okay. Thank goodness I don't live with my father anymore. I love him very deeply, but it makes me feel better when I live not with my parents. Anyway.
Buttervader, if you want this to exist in a year and a half, invite your friends to watch.
Yes.
Get these numbers up. We're counting on you and you alone.
Yes, it's up to you. Also, if we die, not going to happen.
Yeah, that's kind of a
It's not going to happen.
That's a bummer.
Which you can't blame us for.
Yeah, you can't.
We can't be blamed for that.
No, you can't.
No. Is this my turn or is this your turn?
Go for it.
What are we doing, 16?
Yep.
You know how I knew that? Because you underlined it. That's communication. Ow, ow, ow.
I was going for your markers.
Ow, no you weren't.
All right.
And Butter, this also depends on you being alive in a year and a half. Like, maybe something happens to you. Maybe you miss the rest of high school. Like, you wake up one morning and it's just gone. Okay, we have... Did you hear that Social Security is going away in 2035 or something like that? Or it's not going to cover what it needs to cover in 2035?
I've heard that.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah.
You haven't heard that.
I'm serious.
No.
No. They say it's like a time bomb. It's just like you're not going to have enough people to support it.
That's how normal bombs work. So this guy, we have x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. And then we're asked, what does x plus y equal? Now, what do we got? We got a face. Very good. I like that face, Butter. Great. One might say a butter face. Right? No, one wouldn't say that. Anyway, x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. This is a special case. Is there a term for that aside from a special case? It's the sum of squares?
It's a special factoring pattern.
Sorry?
It's a special factoring pattern.
Special factoring pattern. So, in this case, if you have x squared plus 2xy plus y squared, that is always going to be x plus y squared. Because when you do the outside term, because this is the same thing as x plus y times x plus y. And if you FOIL this out, you get x squared from the first terms. You get, for the outside and inside, you get xy and xy. That gives you your 2xy up here. And then you have your last terms, which is y squared. So we know that x plus y squared, equals 81. And then we're going to take the square root of both sides. And when we do that, we're going to get x plus y equals 9. And that's our answer. We're not able to solve for x or for y. We don't know what those numbers are. There are a lot of possibilities here. Okay? So it's going to be C, it's 9, But keep in mind, when you have equations and variables, if you have the same number of equations as you do variables, then you're going to be able to solve for all your variables. In this case, we don't. We have two variables in one equation. X plus y over here is not an equation. That's an expression, and we're evaluating it. So we know that x plus y is 9, but that doesn't mean that we know that x is 4 and y is 5, for example. I don't know if that would work. I have no idea. I'm not going to check it out. So does anybody have any questions on this, Butter? Is this still too simple for you? Do you want us to move to harder questions? The fact that you're sort of watching this now is good. And it's not like watching this now is going to all leave your head by the time you take the SAT or ACT, if that's what you're into. Bird, do you want to do the next one?
Yes.
Very good.
Actually, I think my grandma's going to do it.
Your grandma?
Yep.
Okay. Is she on the phone? Right. I forgot.
Hello, Levi.
Hello, Grandma.
It's great to see you again. You never call me.
I always call you.
That's true, but I don't know how to work the phone.
Right, that's the problem.
That's why. You got to give me one of those Cricket cell phones. They're very easy for seniors to use.
Are they?
We're sponsored by Cricket.
Cricket Wireless?
Use them for your grandparents.
Put your grandparents in it.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, I'm fine with it being harder, but if other people want these, I'm good.
Nobody's talking except for you, so we're going to do what you say.
Well, let's see what we got here.
See? Wait, what do you want to see?
So,
Like
go
farther?
up. First, go up.
Oh, this is all we got.
No, go up. Now start going over. Yeah, you know, things are going to get a little more difficult, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe number...
Oh!
Ooh.
Number 16.
A little bit of a whatever that's
We can just
called.
go backwards. We'll do 16 and go back. That's the last one. Go to the right one. Just go to the... That's right. Okay, yeah, go left. Good. Yeah, we're going to do 16. But you do... Wait.
What?
14.
What is this numbering system?
Go back. Yeah, okay, go forward. Yeah.
It's just they misnumbered. That shouldn't be a 16. That should be an 18.
No. 14, 15, go down.
16, 17. It should be
18.
18, and it's not.
And then down
but
to
there's
20.
also no 19.
Wait, no. You have to go to the bottom and move the bottom to the right place. The bottom is not on the right place right now.
I doubt it.
There you go.
Oh.
Go up. See? Now we got the right one. 14, 15, go down. There's no other question. You go up to 16. See, your grandma's figuring out the technology.
Technology.
Number 16. What is the area of the figure shown below if the length of each side of the four congruent regular hexagons is 10? This is going to be a fun one. Ooh. All right, we have four congruent regular hexagons and they're all 10. So I'm going to put a little 10 right there. And just remember that they're all 10. So this is also 10, and then that's also 10, and all that stuff. All right, so we have four shapes, four identical hexagons, and then four identical triangles. We got to find the area of the entire thing. Let's start with the hexagons. Let's find the area of one hexagon, and then figure out what the triangle would be, and then we multiply all that by 4.
Are we going to use the apothem?
The apothem. We might.
No.
We might not as well. The apothem. Isn't there an apothem in the backyard?
Yes.
Very good.
Very
So, a regular hexagon is made out of 6 equilateral triangles. Let's draw it out, shall we? Yes, we will. This is going to be a great hexagon. Well, it's not the best. That's not a good hexagon. After I said it was going to be a great one, and it was not a great one.
That could be the worst.
This could go longer. Good. This should go long. Okay, now we are approaching normal hexagon territory. All right, a hexagon is made out of 3 equilateral triangles. Don't believe me? Well, you should, which are all 60 degrees.
You said 3? I think it's 6.
It's 6. Don't believe me? It's 6. It's 6 equilateral triangles, okay? You can figure out what the angle is of a regular hexagon by doing our favorite n-2 times 180 over n. All right, that'll do it for you. You'll figure out that every regular hexagon has angles that are 120 degrees apiece. So you cut it in half, you get 60 degrees, you get 6 identical equilateral triangles. So let's take a look at one of those equilateral triangles, okay?
We know that the side length of the hexagon is 10, so this is going to be 10, 10, and 10. This is a triangle that Levi actually was working with earlier today. We pull down an altitude. It's a right angle right there. And we have, because of the 30, 60, 90 pattern, we've got 5 right here. And then our height is 5 root 3. Okay, 5 root 3. So the area of the triangle...
Root 3.
The area of the triangle is 1/2 times 10 times 5 root 3. What? That's how I talk. I messed up badly on my ACT. Game of Tune, what happened? We were rooting for you. Was that not enough? Which is going to mean that half times 10 is 5. So okay, that's 25 root 3.
Root 3.
25 root 3. That is the area of one triangle. A hexagon is 6 of those. So I have to multiply this by 6. All right, which is going to give me 150 root 3. 150 root 3, okay? Now, there are 4 identical hexagons. I'm amazed your voice is maintaining that voice. Well, my voice can only maintain itself, so I'm not sure you should be amazed by that.
Right, and also, Hono, it's only for you. We use a voice modulator for only your stream, so everybody else sees and hears us normally.
Yes, you're the only
Yes.
one. I got a 27, was hoping for a 33 plus. A 27 is a very solid score. On your first try, don't worry, you're going to be fine. You keep watching us, or you contact us for some private tutoring. Ooh, I don't know. I usually get a 35 or 36 on practice. Well, what sections got you? Anyway, 150 root 3 is the area of one hexagon. We have 4 of them. So I'm going to have to multiply that by 4. All right? Which is going to give us 600 root 3.
Wait,
We're not done yet.
Why are you do?
Because there are 4 identical hexagons and then 4 identical triangles.
Oh, you already did the times 6.
I did.
So 600 root 3.
600 root 3 takes care of the 4 regular hexagons. Okay? And now, let's talk about these triangles, shall we?
Can I take over?
You want to do the triangles?
I kind of want to do the triangles. Unless you do want to.
I'm almost done with this one.
All right, I'll go sit down.
Okay.
We'll talk about that game or two. We'll talk about that.
Okay, so this triangle here is isosceles. It's got 10, 10, and then this longest side, which is probably not 10 just by looking at it. How did you get 5 root 3? Eric TLT, that's a great question. All right, there's a pattern here, a 30, 60, 90 triangle, okay? So this pattern, this is an equilateral triangle. We put a height down it, making a little half right triangle, all right? So half of the bottom is 5, the hypotenuse is 10, the side that is opposite the 60 degrees is going to be whatever this side is times root 3. All right, I'm going to draw the pattern up here for you. Pay attention, this is very important. All right, you got your 90 degrees, you got your 60, you got your 30, you put your left hand in, you take your right foot out, you dislocate your right shoulder, and then they put you in a nursing home. The side that's opposite 30 is X. We call whatever that is, it's going to be X. I had a panic attack while taking it, so that is what happened. That would explain the discrepancy between your normal scores and that one, exactly. Game of Tune. I'm sorry to hear that. These tests can be very stressful. You've got to take them in some practice environments so that when you go and take the real thing, it doesn't get you like that, okay? Anyway, the side that's opposite 30 is X. The side that is the hypotenuse will be twice that. The side that's opposite 60 will be that X times root 3. Oh, jeez, I put it right in the 14. All right, that is the pattern for all triangles that are 30, 60, 90. It's just what happens, okay? That's what happened here. If you don't know that it's going to be 5 root 3, do Pythagorean theorem. We got a leg that's 5, we got a hypotenuse that's 10. Okay, a squared plus b squared. You're going to get the 5 root 3 is what the other side length is. Anyway, this triangle is isosceles. I did, but it was harder than usual. Yeah, it's going to be that way. You got to be okay with getting a couple wrong and knowing that the test is not going to explode on you. Okay?
Well, I have had a test explode on a student before.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's going to happen. But, like, if you finish a section that wasn't that great, and then you're like, well, the whole test is ruined. No. You got to pick yourself up again for the next section because it might go great. And also, your super score
Your super score is going to depend on individual section scores. So the fight is not finished. You can still get some great scores on the further section.
Also,
and I was half asleep. That is a problem.
All right. Yes, you need to have both eyes open, both half brains also open, and that way you will keep yourself. Why were you half asleep? There is a problem with the science section in that it is the fourth section. So you've been doing a test for a long period of time, and your brain starts shutting down. So that's when you've done the test once. So you can only do it for the first time once. It's only going to sneak up on you once. So the next time you take it, you'll be more prepared. Also, there are ways to better utilize your breaks and things like that.
Utilize.
I got a 31 on math and English. How did you do on reading?
Well, he's going to answer that. Let's take a look. This triangle here, to find its angle, we have to figure out what this. Do you need SAT even if you aren't going to college?
Yes.
No. Well, your
Yes.
school's going to make you take it in April.
Yes. Everybody needs to take the SAT.
Yes. No, your
Yes.
school will make you take it in April, but if you're not going to go to college, the score you get's not going to matter for you.
No, but everybody does have to take it in the
Yes.
United States.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, we already figured out that with hexagons, all their angles is 120. So this angle here is 120, this angle here is 120, and this little section here needs to be a full 360. So we got one more angle, it's the top of the triangle, which also needs to be 120. Okay? Now wait a second. No, never mind. Wait a second. Is that? Do I think? No, I don't. Okay. So that means this top angle here is 120. Fantastic. 120. The other two angles are congruent to each other, so we got to get 60 degrees in total to get to 180 divided by 2. So these are going to be 30. 30, 30, 30. 30, 30, 30. What are our questions? I usually finish 15 minutes on time, but I missed like 5 to 12 on each section. Wait, do you really need to take the SAT? I could have sworn some kids got out of it. Yeah, your school makes you take it in April. It's a statewide thing.
It depends on the state.
Depends on the state when they have you take it, but every state, the public schools are mandated to give this test. Are private schools mandated?
No.
They might.
Well, actually, I don't know, but they often do it.
I don't know. Anyway, we got to get the area of this triangle right here. Okay. So right now it's at an angle. It's tilted. It's going to be a little bit easier if I just make it nice and flat, like this. All right. I'm going to cut it down the middle, giving us another 30, 60, 90 triangle. And we know that the hypotenuse is 10, which means that the side that's opposite 30 is going to be 5. The side that's opposite 60 is going to be 5 root 3. So to find the area of this whole triangle, oh geez, it's too close to the, I'm sorry guys, it's too close to the text. You know what, hold on a sec. Yeah. 5 root 3 down here. So to get the area of this whole triangle, we got to also take into account the other half of this bottom, which is 5 root 3, which means that the base of this thing is going to be 10 root 3. And we've already calculated the height of this triangle is 5. So 1/2 times 10 root 3 times 5 is going to be, 1/2 times 10 is 5, so 25 root 3. That is the area of one of these triangles. And if you'll notice, if you'll notice, there's 4 identical triangles here, and they're all going to be 25 root 3. So we multiply that by 4 of them, we get 100 root 3. And remember, we had 600 root 3 from all the hexagons. So now we got 100 root 3 from the triangles and 600 root 3. Add them up, you get 700 root 3. Okay? How long? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Do they grade your work on the SAT and ACT? What do you mean? Like your scratch work? No, it's a Scantron test, so they only care about the answers you get on the test. How long is it taking to release the TIRs? How long is it taking to release the TIRs?
Those it depends, but generally pretty soon after the actual scores that you've gotten.
And then can we go over physics as well? The scratch work. Yeah, no, the scratch work means nothing to them. It helps you figure things out, but that doesn't impact your score at all because they run your Scantron through a machine.
Can we go over physics as well?
Are we talking
No,
about
not
physics
on screen.
that has to do with what's on the science section of the ACT? Because we can go over a little bit of that, but we don't do...
Perhaps it was a misspelled physiques, and we could go over our physiques.
Oh, our physiques.
Yes,
Too bad.
this is Brady's triceps, this is Brady's biceps. Oh, you can't see that because of the overlay. Let me just remove that for you. Triceps, biceps, forearms. That's it.
I only have 2 arms. Sorry, grandma joke. You gotta press up. Spacebar turns it off. Okay, but if you're talking about academic physics, unfortunately, no, we don't go over that on stream. But we do tutor that. We do tutor that, so you should just let us know if you'd be interested in something like that.
Bird tutors that. I
hint,
don't tutor that.
Hint, hint, you're interested in that. If you don't think you are, you are. If you think you are, you definitely are. So either case, you're interested in it. All right? All right.
Also, to talk about Gamertune, ACT physics.
Now wait. Okay, wait.
All right, so outside knowledge on the ACT.
Yeah. Are you sure you're not thinking about the SAT physics subject test? Or just the occasional times they have physics problems on the ACT science section?
We're not in your head. We're just asking for clarification. We would love to be inside of your brain. That's actually where Bird spends most of his time.
Inside of Gamertune's brain?
No, inside of mine.
Oh.
Yes. It's
True.
very deeply lodged in my brain.
It's going to take a lot of energy to dislodge. So Gamertune, the word no does not help us because, okay, just say, there we go. Good. Thank you for responding. I'm looking to go to a really prestigious university, so I need a 36 plus. 36 plus? You can't get more than a 36.
Mate.
What? You can't.
That's true.
You can't. Yeah.
Well, unless you take it multiple times.
So you don't. Nobody needs a 36. Nobody needs that. Okay. To a college, a 36, a 35, a 34 are all the same score. Okay. You're up high in the 99th percentile. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Okay. Yeah. Where do you want to go, gamers? So we want to talk about some physics that's on.
Where are you going?
Where are you from?
Where are you during the journey? With us.
What?
Where are you during the journey from where you're from to where you're going?
I thought you said, where are you doing the journey? It was like, what does that mean?
Well, also here. Anyway, ACT-related physics, so physics concepts that you may be required to know as outside knowledge for the SAT.
Yeah, sure. You know, it comes down to a lot of kinetic and potential energy. They talk about that a lot. Other outside knowledge, they talk about, let's see, genetics with the colleges find out if you get testing accommodations. No, they do not. They do not find that out. Okay, it's a secret. Shh. It's a secret. They don't find it out.
All the colleges get extra time, so they wouldn't judge you.
True. They get a lot of time.
Yes.
Yes.
And if you have extra time, you have extra time for a reason. That's the whole point.
I mean, didn't take that many AP classes throughout high school. Did they offer them? Did you choose not to take them, or did your school not offer them? Because colleges understand the difference between those two things. Anyway. What are testing accommodations? If you get extended time for specific reasons, you might have certain
An
cognitive...
IEP, a 501c3, an NCAAP, NCBAA, whatever it is. NAACP.
NAACP.
Yes.
My school does not offer many. Well, you're right. So colleges can't hold that against you because they weren't offered. So don't worry. If you took some ones that were available, great. If you decided not to...
Yes, admissions officers like to see that for especially the more prestigious universities, the most prestigious, they want to see that you took the hardest classes that were offered at your school.
Right.
So if your school offers 30 APs and you take none, it doesn't look as good as if your school offers one and you take one.
That's 100% of your school's APs right there.
Yes.
Look at you. You little workhorse.
It's 100% plus.
Ah, that's right. We're going plus now, more
Yes.
than the top.
All right.
Does anybody have any questions specifically?
Well, he did want to talk about physics.
Yes, you're
Game-
going to do
Game
that,
of
I
Tune.
assume.
Yes, Game of Tune. I think I will.
Oh, yes, you will. Can
Can
I
I refund
refund?
from College Board if I don't want to take the SAT anymore?
If you have... No, I doubt it.
You can put it on your resume when you're applying to college, but after that, it doesn't matter. When you say the refund, did you pay them to take a test and then you want to cancel the test? What money did you give them that you want back? Because you only pay them when you want to sign up for a test. So if you got a test back and you don't like it, you can't ask for a refund. I'm not sure what you want, Eric TLT, but I do know a way that you can manage your time very well.
Why don't you begin on the physics?
Sure. Okay, this is kind of chemistry related, but you gotta know the temperature scales, okay? Temperature scales. The most important one in science is Celsius. Celsius. 0 degrees Celsius is the freezing point of water. I think I paid $50 for the SAT on May 4th. Yeah, you know what? The policy's on the website. I don't know if you'll get a full refund if you don't want to take it. Maybe you will. Maybe you need to transfer it or something. I don't know. I need a 36 to counteract a B and a B plus in honors classes my freshman year. Well, again, I don't think... I mean, a 36 is of course, it's very impressive, but a 36 is not going to push your application over the edge compared to a 35 or a 34. That's showing that you've got the caliber to handle the academics, and then they look at the rest of your application, like the essays and recommendation letters and your activities and things like that. So yes, getting a 36 is great, but like it's not going to change the outcome if you compare it to, say, a 35 or a 34. Game of Tune, if you're very serious about getting it up, contact us. We do private tutoring. That's the whole kit and caboodle. Anyway, freezing point of water. Very important. 100 degrees. Boiling point of water. Pretty fun, huh? Very logical system. Not like Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit, 32 degrees. Freezing.
It's what's for breakfast.
212 degrees. Boiling. It's what's for breakfast. Fahrenheit. I went to UPenn today, and they were like, you need at least a 34. Exactly. You don't need a 36. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You gotta understand here, 36 is not the goal. You don't need that. You don't need it. You want it. I understand. You want it. You go ahead. You can want it all you want. If you get it, great. But that's not going to push you over the edge. How about Kelvin? They don't really ask about Kelvin. They don't. Usually it's just Celsius, because this is science we're talking about. Kelvin goes all the way back to absolute zero. All right? Woo! So Kelvin, 0 degrees is where matter has no kinetic energy. Particles are literally frozen. They're not moving. All right? It is very, very difficult to get down to absolute zero. We've gotten within a couple decimal places of absolute zero, but we've never actually gotten there because it's insane. Anyway, so when we get to 0 degrees Celsius, that's 273.15 degrees Kelvin. So if you take Celsius all the way back to absolute zero, you get negative 273.15 degrees Celsius. That is absolute zero in terms of Celsius. But again, don't worry about it. They have the same size degrees. Kelvin and Celsius have both the same size degrees, but Kelvin goes all the way back to actual zero is where it starts, which is you cannot have a colder temperature in this life. Very good. Okay. Other thing in physics you ought to understand is kinetic and potential. Energy, obviously. Levi, what time is it? 8:49.
In Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Very good, very good. Is anyone named Kelvin anymore?
Yes.
No, not Calvin, Kelvin.
Yes.
Who?
Well,
Kelvin?
my mother, for one.
She's not named Kelvin.
Oh.
I've met your mother. She's a very great mother.
I had a dream that she was my biological mother. How much physics do I need for the ACT? Because I'm not taking or planning on taking physics. You need very little, Hono. This is not a test about previous science knowledge. It's mostly a test of how to read and interpret graphs and tables and charts.
It's a very logical process. You've probably heard us say at some point, it's like BSing your way through a conversation about a reading that you didn't do for class. And then other people are saying things and you're like, okay, I sort of get that and I get that. So you say, piggybacking off of what Schmuck over here said, I think this, and it's all BS, right? So that's what you're doing on the ACT science section. You're not reading the passages, you're reading the question, you're doing exactly what it requires you to do. So
Yes.
you're going to go and you're going to follow a very specific path from the question to the answer choices. You can work backwards, you can work forwards, you can work from the middle out. It doesn't necessarily matter, but there is some path to connect the ideas in the question to the answer. There is some path that exists. Sometimes you need to bring in outside information. There's very little of that. It's very much a very logical process. Like they might ask you, why do you think, or what is the most likely reason that they put the tubs for the plants outside? And the answers are, because it's fun, and birds said so, and to catch rainwater, and then something else. To catch rainwater would make sense, right? So it's logical things. You're not necessarily as comfortable, right? When you do an easy math problem, you know, I did this, this, and this. I've done it 1,000 times in my life. I'm going to get it right. In the science section, you're making some educated guesses often.
Very educated.
Yes, and the more guesses you make, the more educated they become.
You know who's very educated? My nephew. You should meet him. He's very educated.
Oh, very, very good. What's his name?
His name is... I must have done 20 practice exams already.
Were they old practice tests?
Where did you get the practice tests?
Yes, were they old official ones or were they...
Have you been actually
other
working
people?
with someone, or are you just taking test after test? Because someone has to be looking at what you're getting wrong and talking you through. Is it possible you could do some reading for the SAT after you finish these questions?
Oh, it's very possible. Eric, actually, if you put a question in the Discord, we can actually pull it up as an overlay now. Not one that we can be behind, but it can just be on the side here. So if you tell us a question, we can maybe write the question. You know, we can have it on this side, so it could work. But yes, of course.
Okay, I don't have a lot of time before I have to go, but a lot of times they're asking you about kinetic and potential energy, okay? Kinetic energy is the energy of movement. If something is moving, it has kinetic energy, okay? The formula for that, which I don't think you need to know, but just kind of understand here, is 1/2 mv squared. That's the mass, and that's the velocity. We're squaring the velocity. It's very powerful. If you want to boost your kinetic energy, and you get to either double your mass or double your velocity, you want to double your velocity, because the velocity is being squared. If you double your velocity, your kinetic energy is going to quadruple, okay? It's going to quadruple. It's great. Potential energy. There's a lot of different kinds, but mostly they're asking you about gravitational potential energy, all right? When something is held at a height, it has gravitational potential energy. How does the ACT allow you time to check answers? There is a set time to do the entire section in. If you finish before that time expires, you can check your own answers. So you just have a certain time to take the test however you want. Every section has a certain duration that they allow you. So it's not like they're going to say, okay, go check your answers. They'll say you have 5 minutes left. That's the only warning they give you. There's usually a clock on the wall, and they write on the board when you started, when you're going to end. So you can sort of see it coming. But yeah, there's no like, check your answers time. It's sort of on you. And then there's gravitational potential energy. If something is held at a height, it has the potential of falling and picking up speed. All right? So therefore, there's energy stored in here because it's at a height. If it's on the ground, it's not going to be able to start going anywhere. So as soon as you're off the ground, you've got stored energy, and that's mass times the force of gravity, which is 9.8, times whatever height you're at. So as your height increases, your potential energy also increases. So let's think about this cart here. It's like a little roller coaster. It's very fun, okay? The big thing is energy is not created or destroyed. All right, it's not just going to just disappear or create itself, okay? What it will do is it might be lost a little bit to the surroundings due to things like friction and heat and sound, but energy never actually just disappears. So in perfect scenarios, if it's a frictionless track in a vacuum, so there's no air resistance, if this car is going to go down this track, right before it starts going, if it's just sitting up there, it has no kinetic energy, it only has potential energy because it's at a height, all right? So we only have potential energy. And let's say that it's, I don't know, let's say we got 100 joules. Joules, not like rubies and diamonds, but it's a unit, okay? As this thing starts, oh my gosh. As this thing starts going, it picks up speed, which means it's picking up kinetic energy. That energy can't come out of nowhere. It's coming from the fact that we originally had potential energy. The energy is converting into energy of movement, but it's still at a height here, so it still has some potential. So it looks like if it's halfway down the ramp, its kinetic energy would now be 50 joules. Its potential energy would now be 50 joules. As it continues going, and let's just say this track continues, it finally gets to the bottom and it's still going. It's got no more potential energy. All of the energy has been converted to kinetic energy. So we start with 100 joules, now we end with 100 joules, but it's of kinetic energy right there, okay? The only reason why it would not be a total of 100 joules is if there was friction and air resistance and things like that, okay? You're losing energy to the surroundings, they're absorbing the energy, so it's not like it's disappearing, it's just being lost into the universe. Anyway, conservation of energy, transferring between different kinds, that comes up sometimes. I have to go, I have a child. Which means I have a child to tutor. I don't actually have a daughter or son.
Although, if you tutor a child for long enough, they do become yours.
Oh, that's legally what happens.
It's like squatters' rights.
Correct. That's very weird. All right, I gotta go. You gotta erase this.
All right.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Hono.
Goodbye, Hono.
You should call me more often, Hono.
Just call out Bird's name. Don't say it 3 times in a mirror. He does show up. It's terrifying. It's actually how Bird cloned himself.
Very good.
Does anybody have any productive questions or questions that engender productive answers? How old are we guys? Who? I don't know if I don't care. I'm 24. Bird is... I don't know how old Bird is. He's like a year older than me. That was not necessarily the most productive question, but it's fine. Now you know. That's a very important thing to know about me. I mean, I'm 77 years of age. I was born during the American Revolution. I'm very bad at history, so dates are not my forte. Okay, I'm going to pull up the overlay. Don't get upset. If you have a question, please ask. I have my phone here, so I will know when you post on Discord. But please do that. That's the most productive question I had. Okay, but that's ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Let's see. I don't like that question. Did we not already do this one? I don't want to do that one. No. How do I oh, hey, Kevin. What? Write exclamation point. Somebody else can send it to you, or write exclamation point Discord in the chat, and it will send you to the Discord. Also, you're watching on Twitch, so scroll down. There's a panel that says Discord. Click that. And then in our Discord, once you're there, you can click on the Questions for Stream channel, and then post your questions there. It can be written out by you, or it can be a screenshot, or I don't know, a scratch and sniff sticker or something. I don't know what else you would do, but probably one of those things. In the meantime, thank you, Stream Elements. Very, very thank you. Stream Elements is my favorite viewer, aside from you, Kevin, and you, Butter, and you, Eric, and you, Gamertoon, and you. That's everybody who commented recently. Nah, Stream Elements. Never mind. Okay. No, we did this one yesterday. This is fun. Let's just do this. Nice and quick and easy. Fun and flirty. Very nice. Yes, A and B are parallel. So let's just indicate that with these little caret things. I don't know what the technical term is. It does seem like Z and X are vertical angles. What are we oofing about? Oh, well, Hono. Oh, I did. I'm sorry, Hono. It's not my fault. The band of this definitely not a wig is giving me a headache. I swear. Don't think about it, Hono. It'll be fine. Hono, you're definitely up there. You are like Stream Elements is very up there, but Hono, you are very good. If you ask more questions, you might be number one. But they're just saying. Bird, this would be the time where Bird would tell me stop talking. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue with this problem. These two are parallel lines. So that tells us we're dealing with angles, right? Very clearly, that's what we got to do. We're not going to be throwing trigonometry at this. We're not going to be throwing circle ratios at this, right? This is angles. Okay, so Z and X are vertical angles, which means they are the same angle measure. So that angle is congruent to that angle because they're vertical angles. Then we have that what are we trying to find the value of Z? Wonderful. So they actually tell you how to get there. That's basically what they're doing by giving you the X right here. But we know that because A and B are parallel, then we know that these same side interior angles are going to be supplementary. So that means that X is going to be 60 degrees, which also means that Z is going to be 60 degrees. So the answer will be B. Great question. Since nobody asked that. Still no Discord question. Okay. That was a little Italian, the way I said that. Oh no, you are far and away my favorite viewer. I say that without clarifying, without limiting. You are my favorite viewer. My favorite thing that you do, aside from learning, because that is my favorite thing, is when you say OML, which means oh my Lord, unless it means something else. Could be oh my Levi, which is very disrespectful because you're not supposed to take your Lord's name in vain. That's very, no, not apocryphal, what am I saying? Heretical. Right? Heretical. Apologies. But you know what? This is the problem. This is why I don't bring this up, and I definitely was the one who brought it up, so I apologize. Does anybody have any other questions so I don't have to offend all of the viewers simultaneously? We can do more mathematics. Oh my goodness, I'm sweating under my wig. Is it my hair? No. Okay. Let's do... I don't like these questions. They're very simple. I don't necessarily like simple questions. I like simple questions, but it seems like nobody has an issue with any of those. Oh, there was the one question. Sorry, my hips are very tight. Okay. Let us do... If we have the word... No, let's do... Yeah, why not? Butter. Vader. Okay? This is the word, and we are going to try to make as many possibilities as possible. All, whatever, total number of possibilities permutations. That's what we're doing. Of that name. There's no space. We don't have to worry about it. It's just Butterveda, all of these letters. So if this is one way to do it, but then we could put the B after the U instead of before it, and that's another way. So clearly there are very, 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 very many ways to do this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So what that means is that we have 11. I cannot talk and do this at the same time. It's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 possibilities, or 11 slots to put all these letters in. And now we're not asking the question if you want to take 6 or 7 of these. We're doing all 11. So if you're saying, what could my first letter be? Well, it could be any of them, right? So there are 11 possibilities. But then we've used one of the letters. So now there are not 11 possibilities here. There are only 10. and then 9, and then 8, and then you go on until you get to 1. You multiply all of these together. I am happy to explain why if someone does not understand. Do not be afraid to say you don't understand. I'm very happy to explain this, and everybody else will be very happy to have it explained as well. So if you don't understand, please let me know. I am teaching you, after all. That is the point. I don't want to teach at you. I want to teach you. Okay. So we're going to multiply these all together. That would be 11 factorial. Should have chosen a better number so it's not confusing. But this is 11. Is that better? 11 factorial. But we have a small problem, which is we have these two t's here. Then we also have this e here and this e here. We also have this r here and this r here. So we have two t's, two e's, and two r's, which means that in this, if this is one of the options, right, of the 11 factorial options, which is a very, very large number. It's not incredibly large, but it's large. Oh, hey, Papoose MC, thank you for joining our Discord server. Please ask your questions. Perhaps you are watching. If you're not, also ask your questions. Wasting my breath. So, Butter Vader, spelled this way, is one of our 11 factorial options. But if we switch the t's, nothing actually happens because these two elements in our set of things are indistinguishable. So we are counting too many options. We're saying Butter Vader with T1 and T2 in this order is different from Butter Vader with T2 and then T1. They should not be different, which means that every single option we have now double counted. Oh, is that a question? Butter, you have joined the Discord. Welcome. Be careful of the China. Whoa. What is this? Is that a bug? No, it's a floaty. I'm sure you cannot see this. Whatever. Okay. So we're going to divide by however many repetitions of these t's we have. We're going to do that factorial, because in any of the uses we have, if we do t here and t here, then we're going to have the same, this is 1, this is 2, 1, 2, like that. In this option with what all the other letters around it, in this option, these are going to be double counted. So we have to take those away, which means we are dividing by 2 factorial for the 2 t's. We're dividing by 2 factorial for the 2 e's. We're dividing by 2 factorial for the 2 r's. Because in this case, there are 2 options. 2 factorial is 2. This is getting confusing. Let me simplify it. If anybody has questions, please say something. See something, say something. Don't understand something, also say something to me. Okay? So, if we have, let's say we have the word, let's see, bonobo. I don't know what that is, but it's a word in my head for whatever reason. If we are doing this word, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When we're messing around with these letters, we have 6 factorial ways of doing this. Okay? You know what? Let's say it's bamboo. Is that better? Bamboo. B-I-M-B-O. No. Let's say we just have A, B, 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 C. Those are our letters, and we're going to reorder those. So there are 5 letters, so we're going to have 5 factorial ways to do this. But A, B, B, C, we're going to be saying, if we're doing all these options, we have A, B, 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 C, we have A, B, 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 C. We have 6 of these when we should only have 1. So for every 6, because you're using 3 B's in every single option, you're going to be having 5 extra ways, but 6 times as many ways that you should have been doing it. So you need to be doing divided by 3 factorial. A monkey. A bonobo is a monkey. Very good. I wonder if that has any relationship to the word banana. It does seem very close to it. Maybe somebody can research that. I'm sure that is not going to be on the SAT or ACT. But thank you, Butter. I do appreciate that. Okay. I hope this makes sense. If you have repetition of letters, they are indistinguishable pieces of your set. Therefore, you have to take away when they are interchangeable, but you're counting them each time when you have this 5 factorial on the top. Please let me know if you have questions. Nobody is saying anything. So I will have to take that at face value. Okay, we have 2 new people in the server, so I would hope that you are joining the server specifically to ask questions. Hono asked the question. That's wonderful. I would like other people to ask questions, including you, Hono. Remember, you are the favorite, but also you have to work to keep that status. It is a Hono eat Hono world out there, as everybody knows. That's what we always say. How is it possible for everyone in the US to have a phone number, but there is only 5040 combinations with 7 digits? Well, there are area codes, so it's a lot more than that. So, feasibly, with all the area codes, and there are not... So, let me see. 5040. How did you get 5040? You have 7 digits, so it should be, there are 10 possible digits, right? Oh, very good, buddy. Yes, so that's why you said area codes. Very nice. That makes sense. If we have 7 digits, the dash in there, right? Right? That's how it works. So you have 10 options in all of these. It's not going to be 7 factorial because you can have repetition, yes? So, what is 10 times 10 times 10 to the 7th, yes? 10 to the 7th is 1 million. No, it's 10 million, yes? Because you have 7 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So, that is 10 million numbers, which is fine. That's not enough. Now, not everybody in the US has a cell phone number. But then we have the area codes and the country codes. So there is a country code. So that just separates all the countries. And then you get China and India. Not everybody has phones there, for sure. So here you got 10 million. But then you also have these 3 digits, which could be another 10, 10, and 10, which is 100. No, it's not. It's 1,000. So 1,000 times 10 million is going to be 10 billion. So you're fine. There are no problems there. I am pleased that you asked the question, though. We don't get enough of those. Remember, as we have said before, Bert and I nourish ourselves on questions. It's like how plants eat carbon dioxide, don't eat it, but they take in carbon dioxide and they release oxygen, and then that helps you, right? Because you take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. It's the same thing. You ask us questions, we take in questions, we release answers. What about license plates? Same situation. I think there are a variable number of digits you can add on. How many digits does a license plate need? I feel like maybe for my life I should know that as an adult, but I live in New York City. I don't need a car, so I don't have one. Having a car in New York City is extraordinarily frustrating. 36n. 36 times n. I'm confused. What's happening? Different in each state. Okay. Same situation, I would assume. License plates are similar, right? Because not only can license plates have digits, but they can have it's alphanumeric, right? So you can have, how do you get around? Bike, subway, yes, yes. So if you even have a 4-digit license, or let's say 5 because it's definitely going to be at least 5. You have 26 letters in the alphabet. Yes, exactly. It would be 36. So you have 36 raised to whatever power, where n is the number of license. Oh, I see. Did you already do this? I understand. Okay, 36 to the n power. Yeah, so perfect. Eric, you are not only learning, but you are trying to apply things. And while it might seem silly, it is actually very, very good practice to apply stuff to real life. It's super helpful. It doesn't necessarily matter if you... The thing about high school, I'm going to now pontificate a little bit. The thing about high school is, and education for the most part, until if and when you figure out what you care about doing, is that you're not going to be passionate about most of the stuff you do. And that's fine. That's the way it has to be. That's what life is like a lot of the time. Hopefully, you can get yourself to a spot in your life and be lucky enough and driven enough to be able to do things that you like to do and be comfortable doing it. But in high school, that's not necessarily the case. Luckily for most high schoolers, they're being taken care of by their parents or someone else. So you need to practice doing things that you don't necessarily care about so that when you get to the things you care about, you can still do them. So applying things to life, like math. You don't like math, but you can apply it like this and start thinking about real world examples and being a problem solver with that. You can then apply those skills because they are skills that you can learn and hone over. Huh? You can hone over the skills, yes? Then, yes, okay. I either want to be an arborist, wildland firefighter, then if not those, an electrician or plumber. Very good. I'm sure you can do any and all of those things. What's an arborist? Eric, why don't you explain? Butter, before you get an answer for that, is there a root word in the word arborist that might give you a hint? You may not know the root word, so that's fine. I mean, of course it's fine. You look it up. Why did I do that? Okay. So, we have about 15 minutes left. I plead with you to ask me questions. We've done all of these. Well, okay. That's worrisome. Oh, okay. Here's the overlay for this other thing. So, Eric, if you would like to, put a question in, or I can just go get some questions. Honestly, that's fine. We have a bunch of questions here. I wonder what you're seeing at this point. Oh yeah, that's interesting. So these are all the questions from our Discord. We can go and we can find another SAT. What do we got? Oh, we got people who came. Yes, see, there we go. We got Papa Moose, or Papoose. We got Butter. There you go. I don't know if you can see those things. No, you can't. Oh, whatever. So, ask a question. Yes, we can do reading. Okay, so do you have a specific test, Eric TLT, that you would like us to do? Look at that. You said Happy Easter. Thank you, by the way. Do you have a reading section in particular? Where is the guy with the traps? He got burned out. The traps got too big, and they filled with too much kinetic energy. SAT, yes, great. Is there a specific test you would like to work on? No, there is not a specific test you would like to work on. Okay, so with that in mind, what tests have you done, Eric? Are there any SATs that you have done partially? I don't even know if that's fully off screen. Oh, speaking of, I gotta do the thing here. Eric, is there an SAT that you've done partially that you'd like us to do? Because then we can do that one, because I don't like cutting into tests that you haven't done, because then you don't have the opportunity to do that test as a, sit down and take a test and see how you do on it. But I'm definitely happy to do one, pull it up on it as an overlay. That's cool. Kid occur. I don't know what that is. Oh boy, I don't. Yeah, so Eric, there are those eight official, but they are officially released by the SAT. There are 8 practice SATs, not PSATs, but they are practice SATs. They're online. I can pull one of those up. One of them was the one that's on our Nerdish website, and we can do questions from that one. But you've done that one already. I don't know if you want to just go over that, or we can go to the second one, or the third one, or the 8th one, whatever you want to do. Is there one that you've partially done? Can I just do the reading part on the Nerdish site and submit it? Yeah, you can do that and just leave all the other answers blank, and then you'll get a terrible score on the test, but whatever, and then just look at the reading. Yeah. Yeah, we could do reading, we could do writing, we can do whatever you guys want. So we have overlays. If you guys put your questions, 8th one. You want to do 8th one? Okay, we're going to do the 8th one. Give me a sec to pull that up. But for those of you who are new or have been silent, ask your questions in the Discord. It's linked down below. If you're on, or to the side if you're on YouTube, or it's below on YouTube. It's to the side if you're on Facebook. Most of you are probably on Twitch, so it's down below. Find the Discord, put it in our questions for stream channel. I can pull it up as an overlay, and then I can do those questions with you guys. So anything that you're working on. So 8th SAT. Also, feel free to continue asking questions. I just have to pull up a test. It's going to take me a sec. SAT 8. Okay, so the reading section of this, yes? Bam. Oh, that's a little bit big. Okay. Any more questions? 8th one? No, nothing yet. Okay. So we have this. This is taking a while. I'm sorry. This will take a little bit. So we want the reading section, yeah? It's not great quality, is it? Why is that such bad quality? Who knows? Oh yeah, we need the lines. Please let me know. Okay, so are you studying right now? If you, oh, are we in school? No, we are not in school. We are very out of school. Okay, that's very bright. Sorry if this is too bright. It's really not all that much I can do. Yeah, let's just cover it up. I'm going to make this a little smaller. Okay. All right. So no, we just tutor. That's what we do. Obviously, we're not making money from this, so we're making money mainly from, oh boy, I hope this doesn't screw it up. We're making money from private tutoring. Dang it. Okay. Okay, I think this is good enough. Now I can do this. Yeah. So we just tutor. That's what we do. We do this because we think it's a good thing to do, and we like it, and then we also tutor privately. That's what we do. And it's a lot of fun. We also live in New York, which is a lot of fun. Okay, so Eric, what specific questions give you trouble? Do you want to do two-part questions again? Do you want to do vocab and context? Do you want to do purpose questions, inference questions? Well, what are you into right now? Or do you want to just go through step by step? I'm happy to do that as well. Whatever you want to do. We have 5 minutes, so we could probably get through a couple questions. Whatever you want. Or anybody else. We're doing reading section stuff right now. Everything. Got it. Okay, so let's just start at the beginning. Okay, so first question. Now, of course, you want to read the passage. So you haven't. That's a problem, but we're not going to read the passage together. I need help on understanding how to look at problems. Okay, great. So, first question. Over the course of the passage, the main focus shifts from a blank to a blank. That is not the first question you want to answer. Yes, it is number one, but it's too big. You're saying it shifts from this big thing to this other big thing. You're not as familiar as you could be with this for this question. So yeah, you could get it right, but that's not the point. The point is you want to get questions right, you want to be quick about it, you want it to be easy. So number one's too big. You skip the big questions. You skip the main idea. You skip the inference. Honestly, you skip the purpose questions. You want vocab and context questions first. They're simple. I posted a new math question. Oh, yes. Yes, we can. So we'll do 3 or 4 of these, or 2 or 3 of these, and then we'll go and do the math question. You posted a question? Where? How long ago did you post the question? In questions for stream, Kevin? Oh, there it is. Oh, nice. Okay. So we have, over the course of the passage, the main focus, actually, Kevin, I'm not entirely sure because I do need to head out right at 9:30. So we can get to it tomorrow. Will you be here tomorrow, Kevin? Same time. Okay, so we're skipping number 1. Let's go to number 2. The main purpose of lines 1 through 10. Again, that's a purpose question, right? So purpose questions are fine, but they're still a little bit too big. We want to do easy stuff first. Oh, great. Okay, so just say hi again tomorrow, and then we will just do your question right away. Just remind us. Okay. Just one reading in his math. Possibly. I do want to actually spend the time on this, though. So we have the question. I'm going to go behind this for a sec, just so I can read it better. With which of the following statements about his father would the narrator most likely agree? Okay, this is an inference question. It's what would the author do? That requires a lot of understanding. We want the basic nuts and bolts questions. You know, what did they say? What does this word mean? That type of thing. So that's also too big. We could do that. I feel like we also did that very recently. But maybe I also did it with a student. I did it with a student on Monday. Okay, so we're going to skip 4 and 5, or 3 and 4. No, that's another 2-part question. Let's do line 44. So, as used in line 44, weight most nearly means what? So this one, I'm not sure if this is easy or hard for you. Vocab can be either, can go either way. But the way I want you to approach these questions specifically is not to say, okay, I'm going to put answer choice A in the passage and read and see how it sounds. That's not the point. You should not look at the answer choices. You shouldn't even look at the word weight. You're just going to find it in the sentence, try to ignore what that means to you, and replace it with something that makes sense in context. Your own word, not one of the 4 answer choices. Okay? So we're going to go back up to line 44. Line 44. Okay. We have, I'm going to read it over here. I'm going to read the full sentence, which is, okay. When it was time for me to leave, I would do so dragging my feet, a weight on my soul. I would have stayed there forever. Okay, so a blank on my soul. And he's saying, or the narrator is saying that when it was time for me to leave, I would drag my feet. When you drag your feet, that is an idiomatic way of saying you don't want to do something. You're taking longer than you need to do something because you don't want to leave. He says, I would have stayed there forever. So he wants to stay. So how does his soul feel? What is on his soul when he has to leave? Well, a pain on his soul or a burden on his soul or something like that. And I haven't looked at the answer choices. Okay? There's something on his soul, and it has to be negative because he's sad that he's leaving. Okay? So we go back to the answer choices and see what lines up with our definition. We have bulk, burden. I said burden, so that's probably it. Force and clout. Is that clout or doubt? Oh yeah, doubt has a B. So clout. Okay, bulk. Why would a bulk be on his soul? A bulk is a literal weight. Gamertune, what's up? Class rank, not so much. You're being compared to people in your school to an extent, but you're more being compared to everybody who's applying to that given school from schools that are like yours. So Buttervader, you like clout. Clout means power more. It's not cloud. If there's a cloud on your soul, that kind of makes sense, but it's not that. There's a weight on his soul. There's a I even said burden. There's something negative. Bulk, force, and clout, none of those are negative. Maybe there's a force on his soul, but that sounds to me, the connotation of that means there's some sort of pressure, but that's not negative. Yes, Eric, I agree. B, burden. Okay, so with that question, I did not look at the answer choices. I ignored them entirely. I really ignored the word weight. I looked around. It's not a vocab question. It is a vocab and context question. The context will tell you what the word needs to be. In this case, the word was going along with what was going on around it. Now, if you see the word, well, I liked Bob, but he's actually a really blank person. Well, I like him, so that's positive, and then he's actually a really blank person. So that's going to be negative. A positive, but a negative. So you have to look at those little words around, see the relationship of your word to the surrounding stuff. That is how you do vocab and context questions. And of course, we don't really need to understand the passage as a whole. You should read around your word, but that's it. Not just the sentence, maybe a couple sentences on either side. Okay, B is better than C, better than D, better than A. B is better than C, better than D, then better than A. Sure. Okay. Oh, I just thought it was funny they used the word clout on a test. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a clout. I like that word, for sure. I think it is fun. The only reason why I did not take the SAT was because of the harder problems. Yes, the SAT does ask much more confusing questions. I agree with you. Okay. What? Oh, we just ended. That's interesting. Okay. So let's go back a little bit. Let's do this two-part question up here, numbers 3 and 4, and then I'm going to call it a night. Quickly. Okay. So numbers 3 and 4 over here. Can you see that? Is that actually on the screen for you? Yes. Oh, my goodness. That's great. Okay. So we have, with which of the following statements about his father would the narrator most likely agree? 932, thank you, Eric. So that's the question. What statement would the narrator agree with about his father? Not what is his father like, but we need to have something that demonstrates how the narrator feels about his dad so that we can say, well, this would make sense. We can discuss tomorrow. Okay. I'll do it. It's fine. I haven't gotten the... We're going to do number 3 and 4. Okay, so, again, with these two-part questions, don't look at the answer choices first, because the answer to number 3 is in number 4. You don't have to go hunting. You don't have to think too hard. You're going to go to number 4 and see if the answer choices answer number 3. You don't even have to decide on the answer for number 3 yet. You just need to keep that question in mind. What is going to give us some information about how the narrator feels about his father? So, lines 24 to 27. Let's go up to there. 24 to 27. Okay, I'm going to read it off here, so sorry if I'm looking away. My father was not a miser, and despite the hardships we suffered, wherever he could, he gave me a few coins so that I could buy myself... I don't know if you could see that. Yeah, so 24 to 27 there. He gave me some coins to buy me treats like the other children. He was convinced... Yeah, okay, so that's what it is. So my father was not a miser, and whenever he could, he gave me some money so I could be like other kids. That's what those lines are. Does that refer to how the father sees, or how the narrator sees his dad? Yeah, it does. I'm going to move on. I'm not going to see what answer choice it goes with in 3. I'm just going to say, yeah, A seems related. The first pass, you can generally get rid of irrelevant answers or jumbled answers that are giving you, okay, well, this is what the dad says about the narrator. That's not what we want. So let's see. We have 35 to 37. Okay, so the bookseller would let me sit on a chair in a corner and read any book I liked to my heart's content. Absolutely not. That has nothing to do with the narrator's father. We could be sure that the bookseller is not his father, so you don't have to worry about that. So B in number 4 is wrong. Very painfully wrong. Just totally unrelated. Then we have 37 to 38. So let's do that one. Let's see. When he wasn't looking, he hardly ever allowed me to pay for the books he placed in my hands, but when he wasn't looking, I'd leave the coins I managed to collect. Yeah, okay, so no, again, it's not about the father, so it's irrelevant, so it's wrong. Okay, so it's the most common and easiest thing to get rid of in these evidence parts of the 2-part questions. Just get rid of it. Again, we haven't answered number 3 yet, we haven't answered number 4 yet, but we got rid of B and C. And obviously this is taking way longer than it would take you. Read the question, look at the answer, look at the line numbers. So last one, D, 59 to 61. Right here, we have that, maybe I can read it here. That afternoon, I took my new friend home, hidden underneath my clothes, so that my father wouldn't see it. Okay, so now we have now we have the narrator's father, and it's clear that the narrator didn't want him to see the book, right? So that could be it. So now let's look at the answer choices in 3, because we had the first one, which is my father was not a miser. He got, whenever he did get extra cash, he gave it to me. So let's see. He lacked affection for the narrator. No. A and D in number 4 do not support affection. Affection is not a word that's supported. It's out. Number B, we have he disliked any unnecessary use of money. Possibly. Let's leave it there. We have C, he would have approved of Saint-Pierre's gift. Or he would not have approved of Saint-Pierre's gift. Okay, so let's make sure, because we have Saint-Pierre here and we haven't read this passage together, so let's see who Saint-Pierre was. I think Saint-Pierre was the bookseller, right? I haven't read this in a while. Where's Saint-Pierre? Oh, Saint-Pierre and Sons. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, so Saint-Pierre... Yeah, Saint-Pierre gave the book to the narrator, right? So the narrator has a gift from Saint-Pierre, that's the book, that's what he's hiding under his shirt. So let's keep that in mind. And we have D, he objected to the writings of Charles Dickens. Okay, so with these answer choices, I'm leaning towards D in number 4, because it's a little bit clearer. In A in number 4, we have my father was not a miser. So my father... So that's what that is. And possibly you might think that B in 3 goes with A in 4. Possibly. He disliked any unnecessary use of money. And then we also say in these lines here, my father was not a miser despite the hardships we suffered. Whenever he could, he gave me a few coins so I could buy sweets. Okay, so yes, B in number 3 is related to A in number 4, but A in number 4 is saying that my father gave me coins for sweets, even though we weren't super well off. But then B says he disliked any unnecessary use of money. That doesn't actually support that statement. So I think A is out, B is out in number 3, A is wrong in number 3 because it's just totally unsupported. A is wrong, B is wrong. He would not have approved of Saint-Pierre's gift, or he objected to the writings of Charles Dickens. I'm pretty sure it's C, because wherever it was, answer choice D in number 4 doesn't talk about Charles Dickens, doesn't indicate to us that the narrator thinks his father hates Dickens specifically. So it's going to probably be C and then C, C and D. Eric TLT and everybody else who happens to be watching right now, does that approach make sense? You read the question, keep that specific question in your mind. Do not jumble the narrator with his father or any characters. Remember the direction of the relationship in that question. Then look at the answer choices in the evidence part and get rid of ones that are totally irrelevant. Then you can go to the ones that are a little bit more relevant, see what they connect to in the first question, and eliminate questions or answer choices that are not supported there. Okay. When you practice it, it gets way, way better. Rias, what's up? Okay, so hello. I'm out of time now, but we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know if does that show up? Probably not for you guys, but let me just. Okay. We'll be back tomorrow. Kevin, as soon as you get here, we'll answer your question. I don't know if you're here anymore. We can do more reading like this if you guys would like, and go through how to tackle a reading passage as I was just doing. Right? We start. Good night. Start with the easy ones and the simpler ones, and get to the bigger, harder questions at the end. Okay? Night, everybody. See you tomorrow. Hopefully, bring your friends, bring your family, and all of that stuff. Cool. Yeah, come back. See ya.